Welcome to ABC 123 Trader. All forms of trading carry a high level of risk, so you should only speculate with money you can afford to lose. You can lose more than your initial deposit and stake. Please ensure your chosen method matches your investment objectives. Familiarize yourself with the risk involved, and if necessary, seek independent advice. U.S. Government required disclaimer, Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Trading financial instruments of any kind, including options, futures, and securities, have large potential rewards but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risk and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the options, futures, and stock markets. Don't trade money you can't afford to lose.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is 6:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the last day of 2022. Hello, everybody. Mr. Mike from ABC Trader, 123 Trader here. And the reason why I'm doing this video for you guys is I did a kind of a mini upgrade on the MACD scan if you guys are testing. So what it is I'm just showing you like an average MACD versus my MACD, what I've changed. And you know, you've got your differentials and everything, and the numbers, if you look at them, you see 5.92 differential, 5.14 versus 6.91. It's a different mathematical calculation altogether that I've been trying to figure out. Kind of use some MACD kind of algorithm, but I modified it to, there's quite a few algorithms in there to try to hopefully pinpoint trades. So as you can see, you can tell it's a little different. But what I want to show you is that on the MACD scan, what it's designed for, well, actually it's threefold. But what it is, it's a data mining algorithm, not the actual. This is the live MACD, but it tries to help you try to project what future events might happen. That's the first thing. Second thing is how I designed it. Of course, you know, areas of interest from crossing over. And then the third area of interest is hopefully where you possibly might enter and exit a trade on the MACD, on this one, on the MACD scan. So what I've done is I was monkeying around, and I'm going to show you what the options are so you can really understand what this indicator actually does for you. So I turn off basically a lot of the features just to keep it bare bones so you can understand. And so what this bottom number here is the current, I guess the current, kind of, let's say the velocity or the energy that's happening on point value, because I'm doing a NASDAQ, so it's moving it right now because it's the end of the day of, you know, there's nothing happening on the weekend here, but it was moving at the end, it was moving at 1.5 points per 1 minute here. So on average, like on a short term, not long term. So that's what I want. When I look at, when I'm doing trading, I look at these numbers to see how volatile the market is, because we look at charts saying, oh yeah, she's moving, but actually how fast is it moving? And that's what I use this for. Okay, now the second thing, what I've done is I've changed. I used to only have red and green bars and a white line. And I said, you know what, I have so many algorithms I've written. I wanted to merge some of the benefits of certain my algorithms and try to give you the maximum bang for the buck, I guess. That's the easiest way to say. And a lot of the people say, you know, when you cross a MACD, you can take a long. When you short a MACD, you can take a short, etc., etc. True, there's no doubt about it. But there's what I also added was energies within the algorithm. So what you can see here, this will be perfect. 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, we could talk about areas of doubles, triple tops, or whatever. All I'm doing is I'm using two indicators, the MACD, plus just a 20 moving average, or is it 22? I can't remember. Just a very fast moving average, just for, you know, retracement and hit. So once you start crossing over, maybe you can get into a trade. Because you hear people say, oh, if it crosses a 50 moving average, you can get a trade, or 200, or whatever. Fair enough. What I'm looking for is, if this is crossing over, we're going to zoom this in here a little bit more so you can understand. And the color codes that I have here, and you can choose any color codes, how it's designed, that green is going up, red is going down, and And the gold here is just high energy. Means high energy going down. And look at this is high energy going up, but I'm going against the trend until I cross over. But let's say we're going down, and here's your cross point marker here. Okay? So what I'm going to do, cross point marker, I just want to show you here. Let's say that was the area of crossing. And now we've got some gold bars of high energy. We could take a trade if the slope is right or whatever. And let's say you do cash out in the trade here, so you make a few points. Say you get out of here, even though it's a really small trade. Let's see what happens. Let's say you just thought you got in, went out, got a little nervous, you know, done. Almost $100. And then all of a sudden it starts taking off again. From here, all the way down, going to the first retracement, going back up. There's another $200. Etc., etc., etc. But you know what you can do is you just watch the slope, and once you start noticing the slope turning, you know, price action, etc., etc. Once it starts turning back, you can cash out or go on the line. This is a nice trend here, from 650 to 750, 1 hour move. So let's see where we are. Let's say as soon as we cross, this is a nice energy move. You got some nice energy. Maybe you can have 3 contracts, cash out on 1, cash out on 2. And let the third one run until you're done. But let's say you finish up, there's 48 points or almost $1,000. And it keeps on going down and down and down and down. So you can see every time you hit here, you could maybe add a trade or, you know, put something in, and then you can watch your divergence, because you can see that the energy is getting weaker and weaker and weaker until it crosses, and then you know you're done. Same thing going up. You know, we hit a big spike here, 1 quick energy here, 2 pin bar. So for example, as soon as the first gold one hits, where is it? Yeah, right, no, it would have been right here. Let's say 1 hit, even that 1 little move, 24 points. Extreme volatility because the first thing in the morning. But these gold bars, as soon as she crosses over, away you go. And that's how I have it designed. And I also use the design for red. If the slope is strong, and green for the slope is strong. So basically what you can also do is, let's say you're not using the gold bars and you're starting to get into red. You can see it's red now because the slope is strong. And see this little white or pink colors here? It's just weakness. It means it's possible it could have been changing or just getting some exhaustion. And so look at it, came back up, looks like strength, weakening, starting to turn red, start turning red, you're below the slope and away you go. Then you saw the gold and you say, let's go for the rudder, bounces up, changes green here, away we go. Especially on the high volatility. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just a couple added features that you've seen on my videos before if you've been following me. Just on the MACD scan, we're just going to start adding one thing at a time. Now the main purpose for the MACD scan was apply overlapping the market to see if this market follows the same type of trending. And the reason why you want to do that is if it is following the same type of trending, like this is flat here, you could probably write it. Like it said here, the market was supposed to keep on going up 1 wave, hopefully 2 waves, and exhaustion. And guess what? Where the exhaustion happened is when it peaked out. It takes some practice to understand how it works, but it can work very well, and you can use that for projections. But when you do that from data mining, what you can also do, when you have that, you can have peak time or peak timeline. It's starting to get a little noisier, the charts. But so at 7:35, well, let me see here. Here, 6:30. We'll start at 6:36. This was the peak time a while ago. That means the trend was supposed to be ranging from 6:36 to 7:35. So, for example, but even though it was inverted, we went from 6:36 to 7:35. That was the move at 40. Well, it's not 48 points, but what I'm going. Let's do it properly. Over here, from 6:38 to 7:35, 40 points. From, I would probably wait for my color codes and change trending, but you could see there was supposed to be point A to point B, there was supposed to be a move. And then from 7:35 to 8:38, another time, or 8:37, another hour, it was a continuation, but there was another trade. here's another trade from here to 940. And that's what you try to use it for, and see if it follows the patterns. Now, I'm going to add a few more features here. Because sometimes you're looking at a chart and you don't, when is the gold bars hitting or whatever. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to show you what these, I don't want to, sections do. Now on the MACD, what I've done, I've created, let's go right to the end so you can understand. There we go. There are these horizontal bars here. So this horizontal bar was the last current peak zone of this energy. And what I do is with these colors, that when I'm watching the MACD going, I was saying what was the previous energy, and if we break that energy, there could be a good possible trade. And usually what happens, if it crosses, like you see this little, maybe you can see this olive bar, that was on the other side. And that would have been on the last move, so whatever it was. But usually what happens, I have to show it during live, but you can tell once it starts crossing over, you can get a good runner. And that's what I use that for. The other thing, what I use to add for value added, oh, I can get rid of that, I don't need that, that was just an example, is, let's go down here. The MACD range, perfect. I'll do that and then we'll go to the last one I'm done for the video. So with the MACD range, what I found out, and you can adjust it according to what instrument that you're trading. The MACD range, what I found out, I created zones of interest. And what I have found out is, look at this, is perfect for 9:30 in the morning, that if it gets into the zone of interest in here, just touches and reverses, it can actually go violently the other way. Or if we get to extremities, let's see if I can find an extremity here. That was a runner day. On average, let me see if I can find one. Well, this was last week, so you could see how it went in here and the market reverses. Usually when you get into an extremity here, there's usually a good reverse pullback, unless it's, it's a full energy day, because this is just strong energy. But on average, what it does is it oscillates up and down, up and down. And with the MACD, what I've found out is when you're using it, here's a perfect example here from 6 o'clock, that once it gets to the peak zone and starts reversing, see how it starts trending down? Whoa. And then it gets into this next zone, peaks out, and now this is a divergent pattern, so it still keeps on going. We cross again, cross over here, and away we go. Hit to the peak, we're turning around, we're in this yellow band here, and away you go, and you're done. So you know areas when the trade is hopefully going to finish. Like if you get runners, you get runners. Like here, see how she's just isolated, vibrating, in perfect energy going down. But you hit your extreme, it's diverging away, you cross over, and you know you're done. And let me see here. Oh, the last thing was that I added to the new feature was because of the bars on the backgrounds. I created these backgrounds. I just have the opacity really strong so you can see it in the video. Now it looks really noisy, but what the thing is if you're watching, okay, let's go like this, perfect. I would turn that one off for now. And this thing's just starting to cross, and you get your gold bars. These gold bars are lined up with the gold background. So if you're worried about looking at the gold bars all the time, and you're seeing the retracement, red green, and then there's a gold, you might get nervous, but you're crossing over. Once you hit your gold bar, here you go again. So you can look at this and this at the same time. Or if you just want it on the bottom, you can do that as well. So, for example, let's just turn off the panel side. So it's still black here, but you can see there's your gold bar here. It's just it's lining up with everything. Gold bar for here, gold bar for there. So you can actually monitor and watch at the same time. And that's it for the video. This is what the update I did. You can get it on the Discord. And so I try to merge in a few of my algorithms, so it's not just the MACD and waiting for it for the right curl. And I try to add you know, the bands for sure. That was in the last version, but this one I really wanted the high energy, because once you're watching MACD and the high energy kicks in, you want to get in there as soon as possible. Other than that, just you guys have a great New Year's. Hopefully everything goes well for you, and just make sure you pinpoint your trades and trade safe, and you guys have a good one. Take care. Bye.